All right, good morning from the sports basement. We're here with Ed Holt and Mr. Jim Free, Mr. Emeritus himself. We're getting things ready and doing the sound checks for this morning's event for the Memorial Day Remembrance bike ride that the sports basement helped the Campbell Veterans Memorial Foundation to put on. So if you guys are in Campbell, please stop by this amazing sports store. They have quite the selection in here. So come on in, check out these people. They support veterans and the community. So come out, show some love. We got to support the people that support us. People are starting to show up. We've got some riders coming here to join us. Just showing a little information about some of the heroes that we're honoring today with this Remembrance bike ride. And so thank you to the sports basement for setting aside part of their store so that we can pay respect to the memories of veterans. And thank you to the sports basement for helping Campbell Veterans Memorial Foundation to put on this Memorial Day Remembrance bike ride. And Ed Holt, thank you very much for everything you've done, sir. We appreciate you. The community loves you.
Thanks, Ted. Thanks so much. My name is Ed Holt. We want to thank you for coming out to help us honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. I'm going to give you a little bit of background on Memorial Day for those who may not know the full context of it beyond the start of barbecue season. 3 years after Civil War ended on May 5th, 1868, the head of an organization of Union veterans, the Grand Army of the Republic, the GAR, established Decoration Day as a time for the nation to decorate the graves of the war dead with flowers. Major General John A. Logan declared it should be May 30th. It is believed the date was chosen because flowers would be in bloom all over the country. The first large observance of it was held here at Arlington Cemetery, across the Potomac from Washington, D.C. The ceremony centered around the mourning draped veranda of Arlington Mansion, once the home of General Rodney Lee. Various Washington officials, including General and Mrs. Ulysses S. Grant, presided over the ceremonies. After speeches, children and the soldiers and sailors orphan home and members of the GAR made their way through the cemetery, placing flowers on both Union and Confederate graves, reciting prayers and singing hymns. It was not until after World War I that the day was expanded to honor those who have died in all American wars. In 1971, Memorial Day was declared a national holiday by an act of Congress, though it is still often called Decoration Day. It was then also placed on the last Monday in May, as were some other federal holidays. To ensure the sacrifices of Americans' fallen heroes are never forgotten, in December 2000, the U.S. Congress passed the President signed into law the National Monument of Remembrance Act. The Commission's charter is to encourage the people of the United States to give something back to their country, which provides them so much freedom and opportunity, by encouraging and coordinating commemorations of Memorial Day. I want to thank our Gold Star moms and families for allowing us to honor them this morning. The Gold Star Moms is a very special and sacred organization that requires a huge price to become a member. Get my tongue out of the way. These families all share the common bond of losing a son or daughter or loved one who died protecting our freedom. We truly appreciate your sacrifice and mourn your loss. Today we'll be honoring a local Campbell family and soldier who paid the ultimate price for our freedom, Adam Estep. I would like to welcome Jim Free to the microphone to share a little bit about our honored soldier and the Gold Star organization.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, people, for showing up this morning. My name is Jim Free, and I'm the Chairman Emeritus of the Campbell Veterans Memorial Foundation. I'm also an advisor to that group. And I've been given the honor this morning and asked to convey some words that Ken and his wife, Carrie, put together on Adam. And so it's an honor, and thanks for having me do this. At the young age of 23, Sergeant Adam Wayne Estep of Campbell, California, was assigned to the 2nd Battalion, 5th Infantry Regiment, 1st Cavalry Division, Fort Ord, Texas, and was killed April 29th, 2004, when a rocket-propelled grenade hit his patrol in Baghdad. Sergeant Estep is remembered by his friends and family as a soldier who never showed fear, even in the most violent battles. Every day he touched the lives in many ways that cannot be erased. Friend of Marine Sergeant Jason Steele said at the funeral, "We should all aspire to be like Adam. You all must rejoice in the memories, and we have him know that he will always be with you." Estep was active in ROTC High School in San Jose, and 1 year after graduating from Prospect High School in 2000, Adam joined the Army to pay for his college education. Adam drove tanks for the 2nd Battalion, 5th Cavalry Regiment, and 1st Cavalry Division. His first 4-year commitment in the Army was due to end on April 12th, 2004. However, the Army extended his tour of duty by 14 months and sent him to Iraq. He was killed on April 29th, 2004, when a rocket-propelled grenade hit his patrol in Baghdad. His wife of 2 months, Tamara, said her husband longed to attend college and start a family. Adam was a quintessential all-American boy and became part of the fabric of this community. He had a tremendous aptitude and passion for computers, gaming, and art. Former military buddies and friends remember Adam as a true friend, a listener who valued education, wit, and humor. For Adam, his personal story and feelings were captured in his heart and zeal for computers and computer gaming. And like many soldiers, Adam wanted to serve and make a difference. I believe Adam wanted us to do the same. Find a way to serve and make a difference in our community. And as mentioned, Adam died April 29th, 2004, serving during Operation Iraqi Freedom, and he was 23 years old. So, God bless you, Adam, and God bless all of those just like you that gave their all. You know, I also represent a Gold Star family. And my uncle, Hugh H. Burris, was 16 years old when he hitchhiked out from Missouri join the Marines. Hitchhiked out to California. He lied about his age, joined the Marines at 16 years old, went through boot camp, and he was assigned to the 1st Marine Division in the Pacific. Now that 1st Marine Division made the initial landing on an outpost in a little island in the South Pacific called Guam. And he was one of the first people that did that beach landing. He came there in person, fighting his way in, and he was killed in action at that point with a shrapnel wound to the head. And he was barely 17 years old. Now, he was buried over in the Marine Cemetery in Guam and has been there ever since. And it's on my bucket list to go over and visit him sometime soon again. So anyway, that's another person and another one like Adam and several thousand others that have raised their right hand. And we swore to preserve and protect the Constitution of the United States. So help me God. And in that regard, we wrote a check to the American people and the United States government for an amount up to and including our lives. And unfortunately, General Colin Powell said about 3 or 4 years ago on the grounds of the Capitol building in Washington, D.C., he said this, and I quote, said, going clear back to the Civil War, approximately 1.6 million, let me repeat that, 1.6 million men and women have given their all in order to fulfill that pledge. So this coming Memorial Day, you might take a moment of silence, which many of us will be doing, and just think about Adam, you know, and my uncle and that other 1.6 million people that have given their all in order to preserve and protect the Constitution, the very document that we have all the freedoms that we enjoy in this country today, which are unique in this world, and that we exist upon. So thank you very much. Thanks for the honor of mentioning this, and God bless Adam, my uncle, and all the rest. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim, so much. I'm going to ask somebody to join me now. She didn't know this was going to happen, so she's not going to talk. And she's busy. She has to run a big store here. If Anna Guzman will come out for just a second. This is Anna Guzman. She runs Sports Space in Campbell.
Thank you, Anna.
Helps make this happen by giving me the time that I need to put it together. With that, we'd like to say thank you again, Jim, for your service and for taking time out of your day to help us remember those who have paid the price for our freedom. It's now my honor to introduce Adam's family to share what it means to them to take time each year to stop and honor Adam and all the service members who paid that ultimate price for our freedom. Will you please welcome Mr. and Mrs. Easton.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be as brief as possible. There's 3 pages here, and I'm not going to use them, other than to maybe highlight a couple of points. So first, I want to say thank you to the sports basement, and to Ed, and to everyone that helped make this today happen. And this is extremely important to me and my family personally, as it's the 20-year anniversary for Adam. So, milestones are important, and this is one of those along the journey. So your being here is extremely important to me, fulfilling to me. It's wonderful to see you participating here as today we honor and remember. I'm wearing this shirt today, and if anybody knows me, if I'm speaking, I would be wearing a tie. And I'm not. What I'm wearing is a shirt from last month when the unit, which Jim so eloquently talked about, Adam's unit, came back for a 20-year reunion. So a unit which had, let's say, codified their purpose and their meaning together through amazing experiences while serving in Iraq, came back and had a memorial created then, which I was honored to attend with my brother. Came back 10 years later to meet and remember and honor each other, and then came back 10 years later. And my speech is now absolutely, totally out of order. So the reason that I bring that up is because through Adam's sacrifice and his service, we got reconnected to a community. We got reconnected to this community when it reached out and said, we're here as you go through this. We got connected to Adam's unit, which is now, it's hard for me to say they're a part of my family, but I'm absolutely a part of theirs. Everything that they do, they include us. They include us so that he's included. And that is such a unique feeling. And then they came back 10 years later, just last month, to honor, connect, and remember. And these soldiers, these individuals exemplify what today means, and I think what it means to serve and then to go out into your community and to continue to serve in your civilian purpose. The reason that I say that is when I saw them in 2005, 2007, when the memorial was first created at Fort Gavavos, formerly Fort Hood. It was a simple memorial with 2 soldiers kneeling and talking to a child and protecting that child. That was the memorial. And then I think 10 or 12 obelisks were put behind it. So when we came back in 2010, there were a list of names now. The names that we knew about from 2004 and the names that had come about and given the sacrifice at that 10-year mark, which would have been 2014. Now, there's a part of my speech that this is important because when I read those names, we had this spike of activity in 2004 and 2005, and then actually you could see that losses were decreasing. In fact, in my mind, I'd even seen that they'd stopped. And we aspire for that. We aspire for peace. We aspire where we don't have to lose someone. When we went back in 2024, just last month, those obelisks were full. Not only was the front completely full now by year, but the back was as well. And so it was impactful to see that the losses continued and times grew. You could see based on conflict where there were waves of losses. So any time that our country is serving in purpose, we have the potential for loss. I'm sorry there are not more Gold Star families here. Thank you for representing Jim, absolutely one of the Gold Star families. I reached out to many of them, and the reason that I'm sorry they're not here is to introduce you, our community, to them. Some of them are local as well, and many of them have activities that are going on this weekend. The reason that I bring that up is that community is what helps us to keep moving forward. All right, I grew up here in Campbell. I'm honored to say my son grew up here in Campbell, and I was sad in 2004 to report that I was potentially going to leave. And we decided not to. We stayed here, we bought here, and I'm happy to be here in Campbell, to be representing my son, and to be representing other Gold Stars, because it's important that we remember it's not only the veteran that serves, but the veteran's family. And when something occurs, the veteran's family continues. So when something occurs, the veteran's family continues to serve. I have to express that 70% of the Gold Star families I know are giving back in some form or another, including participating in foundations such as Campbell, giving scholarships, participating in other ways. I want to close this because I promised not to be too long, but I did want to share, I guess, again, share how important 20 years ago, being with fellow soldiers, and one of them is here today, rebonding, reconnecting, and honoring and remembering their fellow soldiers. There was a large banner that had all the losses captured on it with a picture and a name for the 10-year reunion. And they brought that back at the 20-year. I changed this word, but I'm going to say it anyway. I cheated. I brought Adam's banner. What you're seeing here is a small banner that we have graciously given to us by Bethel Church and the Some Gave All Foundation. There's an 8-foot banner of this on the inside. But we took this banner with us and we put it next to those other banners, and Adam's unit members signed it. So these signatures are from Adam's unit members that went through all of their experiences together. And it was closed with General Valesky, their leader, and I'm just going to use one part, giving them their last order. And while I can't quote him, it says, "Your last orders are to be there for each other. If you're ever in need, to call and always remember." So that's how this unit, 20 years later, still closes. You take care of your brother soldier. You take care of yourself, and you remember those that serve. And so we are honored to always remember through the events that we hold at the Orchard City Green at the City of Campbell. We are honored to remember through the scholarships that we give to veterans, whether they're from the Campbell Veterans Memorial Foundation or from Adams Scholarship. And we were honored by all of you here taking time today to remember us and to remember Adam. As Ed said, please do remember the national moment of remembrance at 3 p.m. It is an option for everyone to participate at the same time. And when I worked at Cisco, one of the wonderful things that I would say is wherever you are at. So you get to participate in a U.S. national event by taking a moment of remembrance at 3 p.m. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to me. Have fun on the ride today. I just cannot express it, and how thankful I am that we're kicking this off with our first annual, and it will only grow. I spoke with many Gold Star families, and they expressed their apologies for not being here, but best to you.
Thank you so much, Ken, for coming out and letting us honor Adam as our first recipient for the Campbell Sports Acement Remembrance Ride. We want to thank all of you for joining us for this special time to honor the fallen and the families. Please take a moment to introduce yourselves to our honored guests and stop by the tables to learn more about the organizations that are here to support the families and veterans and their children. Riders, feel free to take a couple minutes to shake a few hands and say hello, and then meet me back here in front of the store in about 5 minutes. That way we can even take a bathroom break. We will get instructions for the ride, and we will be riding out to Los Gatos Memorial Park at that time. Thank you again for coming. We appreciate all your time.
All right, let's roll. All right, guys, let's go. Go get it, Jim.
Okay, here in Los Gatos at the cemetery to pay our respects to fallen soldiers. And I gotta make sure I go stop by and say hi to my mother-in-law while I'm here. How's it going? So pardon my disheveled appearance. I was dressed for the ride, not the speech.
Doing double duty.
That's
So
right.
appreciate it.
So hello, my name is Tim Rodriguez. I'm a veteran of the United States Army, as well as one of the first recipients of the generous scholarships from the Campbell Veterans Memorial Foundation. I've now come full circle by serving as a board member on the Campbell Veterans Memorial Foundation to ensure that future veterans continue receiving the generous financial assistance that I was so fortunate to receive when I was attending college.
Well, thank you for your service.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you.
My dad was a sergeant. He wasn't active, but he was stationed on Mount Umno.
Oh, wow.
But he was never active.
Wow.
Thank God.
Well, you know what? God bless you for remembering his service and keeping his memory alive. We appreciate that.
Yes, he didn't pass away around the service. He had strokes and stuff. So,
Oh,
but you know, he's still with me.
well, God bless you for that.
And my mother passed away in 2012. So they're all still with us.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you all for your service.
Thank you. You're
I'm
welcome.
glad you're all still here.
I think we're all glad of that too.
Yes,
Thank you. Yeah.
yes. Well, thank you very much for your service.
Oh, thanks for
guys.
sharing that memory with us. We appreciate it. Yeah. So first of all, I'd like to say thank you to the great people at the Sports Basement for helping the Campbell Veterans Memorial Foundation in putting together this Memorial Day Remembrance bike ride. The Sports Basement's dedication to veterans' causes and the community at large is greatly appreciated. Thank you, Ed, and the Sports Basement. You guys are amazing. Well, today's a beautiful day for a bike ride, and thank you to all of you wonderful people for joining us. Riding bicycles is fun, and anything that's fun is always funner with friends. So please make sure to say howdy to your fellow riders, and don't be afraid to make some new pals if you don't know anyone. There's nothing better than a strong community, and community can only exist when the people that form it share bonds, experiences, goals, hopes, and dreams. So I hope that we will all bond over the shared experience of this bicycle journey today, with the goal of enjoying our little slice of the American dream. A dream that was held by every soldier who has ever given their life in service of this great nation. A dream in which everyone that the veterans have ever known and loved has the ability to ride their bicycles on clean, safe streets, surrounded by friends, family, and community, enjoying the many freedoms that the sacrifices of these brave men and women guaranteed for the rest of us. And there are different ways that we can all show our appreciation for those freedoms while remembering the heavy price that was paid to secure them. Today I will discuss 3 methods of remembrance. One method is by wearing a poppy flower, which is a universal symbol of remembrance for the sacrifices made by those who have died in the armed services. Wearing a poppy flower is like quietly extending a consoling hug to any member of the community who has ever lost a loved one while serving in the armed forces. The second method of expressing your support and remembrance for deceased soldiers in the United States is via the protocol of leaving a coin on the headstone. This method of remembrance is more like leaving a personalized note to the friends, family, and community of a particular soldier because of the amount of information conveyed by different coins. Leaving a penny signifies that you visited the veteran's final resting place recently and lets people know that the veteran has not been forgotten. If you are a civilian, this is the appropriate coin to respectfully leave on a veteran's headstone. Leaving a nickel signifies that you went through basic training with the veteran and lets the family know that you visited the grave recently to pay your respects. Leaving a dime signifies that you served in the armed forces with the soldier in some capacity and lets the family know that a battle buddy visited the final resting place to pay his respects. And leaving a quarter means that you were there when the soldier died, and it carries a great deal of weight with it due to the amount of information being conveyed by such a small coin. It boggles my mind that a simple gesture of leaving 1 quarter on a veteran's headstone can tell the family that a veteran who served with the deceased soldier and was present at the time of the soldier's death stopped by the grave because they were thinking about their battle buddy and wanted to extend their condolences to the family to let them know that their loved one is still relevant and is greatly missed. The fact that all that information can be conveyed by leaving 1 coin on a headstone amazes me. Now, the third and final method to express your remembrance and gratitude for a veteran is by donating generously to the Campbell Veterans Memorial Foundation. And there are several ways that you can do that. Campbell Veterans Memorial Foundation is a nonprofit dedicated to serving veterans, and they do that both through their memorial, located in downtown Campbell, which honors fallen soldiers, as well as by raising money for generous scholarships to help veterans and veteran students achieve their goals. Campbell Veterans Memorial Foundation is in the process of expanding our scholarships to not only help even more veterans obtain higher education, but also to assist veterans that wish to attend trade schools. If a veteran wants to improve their life by going back to school or by learning a trade such as becoming a plumber or electrician, the Campbell Veterans Memorial Foundation wants to help. And the more help we receive, the more veterans we are able to help. So please donate to this amazing nonprofit in any amount that your heart and wallet resonates with. You can also purchase a brick at our memorial to immortalize and honor your loved ones, while also helping soldiers who made it back home to improve their lives. So please go to the Campbell Veterans Memorial Foundation website and joyfully donate in any amount that resonates with you to help us carry out our important mission of honoring soldiers that died in the service of their armed forces and to help veterans that made it back home to improve their lives and as a result their communities. So please join Campbell Veterans Memorial Foundation and the Sports Basement in letting the community know that the memory of our fallen soldiers still lives on, that the sacrifices these brave men and women have made have not been forgotten, and that we cherish all of our veterans. Thank you for your time, support, donations. God bless you all, and let's ride. And if you need any sports equipment, visit the Sports Basement. They've got amazing selection. God bless you all.
Thank you, Ted.
Thanks. Thank you. My pleasure, sir.
Right turn!
Right turn.
All right.
Anyway, it's class 1 and 3.
All right, and that is the ride today. Thanks for joining us. Support your veterans.